Taiwan is a very safe place. On my bike, I had just like a giant Tupperware box, and it didn't have a lock, and nothing ever got stolen out of my bike. But it's a really safe place. And so tips for safety, I mean, stay with your companion and listen to the spirit, but it's not really a big threat. Clothing tips, I would wear leggings under my skirt every day because you ride your bike every day, whether it's blazing hot or pouring rain, you will wear your skirt. I mean, you will ride your bike. You will ride your bike in a skirt. And in one of my areas, the wind was so big, like it was just, the wind would like push me over a few times while I was riding my bike. And so leggings are a very good idea. It gets really hot, so if you can just find thin fabrics that you don't need lots of layers for, that's really great. And then for skirts, there's a kind of skirt where it has like the under part and then it has like a pretty, almost like a netting sheer thing over it. Those are really pretty, but those get stuck in your bike and they rip so easily. So I don't recommend that kind. And then darker colors are better. I had a few skirts that weren't, but darker colors are generally better because your skirt also gets stuck in your bike brakes. And so then you get stains on your skirt. So yeah, that's my advice on clothing. And then for shoes, I definitely recommend Crocs. They're not the most flattering thing in the world, but I had Crocs and I loved them so much. Crocs are wonderful. For a bag, I have scoliosis, and so I had a bag with a waist strap, and it was the best thing ever. I had a shoulder strap and a waist strap, and I loved it, and I wore it every day with pride. I loved it. And then it does get cold in Taiwan, so you can buy a jacket there. I didn't bring one, and that was fine. I found a few coats in my closet at our apartment that other sisters have left there, so that was fine. And you can buy a coat in Taiwan. But scarves are good. Fleece gloves. Buy fleece gloves. Those were wonderful because when you're riding your bike and it's raining, it's freezing. So bringing some fleece gloves is a really good idea. So when I first got to Taiwan, my birthday was coming up and my mom emailed me and she said, "What food do you miss the most?" And I answered back, "Canned chicken." And then my mom sent me some canned chicken. I didn't expect her to, but she did. So you cannot find canned chicken in Taiwan. And that package was wonderful. It was wonderful. Yeah, it was really great. Most of the time in Taiwan, then we go outside to eat. We just buy food outside because it's so cheap and it's faster. And yeah, so we would go outside for lunch and dinner almost every day, except when I was in training because you have that extra hour of studies when you're in training. So then we would just study and then eat lunch inside and then go out. But after training, then you study for 3 hours, then you go outside, and then it's lunch. So you don't really go back to your apartment to eat very often. And then supplies. Taiwan does have imported supplies, but it is a little bit hard to find deodorant and tampons and like hygiene things. Like the normal like toothpaste is like fine and stuff, but deodorant and tampons were a little bit harder to find, and razors were hard to find too.